Good morning. Day 18. Yeah. Hey, just finished camp and did 15 minutes of climbing. Just got to this height of land, so I figured I'd bring you in for the day. Looks like it might be a nice day, although they did predict some rain, but not much, 30%, 40% chance of rain. My goal today is to get to the last shelter before Fontana. I think it makes for a 12-mile day, so I'm going to be pushing. It's a little bit cool. It's kind of right in that in between whether I want to go with a t-shirt or take off my base layer and go with a t-shirt or not. So probably give it another hour and I'll be down to a t-shirt. Slept good. Heard a mouse crawling about my tent about 4 o'clock this morning. Other than that, all went well. Nice cool night, 45 degrees. It was toasty. So that being said, let me get going on the trail. I got miles to make up, and if you want some cool stuff to look at, I'm going to have to be ahead of the game in order to stop. All right, we'll talk to you down the trail. Look at this tree. Oh, shame. Big, beautiful tree. White oak. That's a big baby. I don't know if I ever showed you white oak leaves. Hang on. I'll find them. This is a white oak leaf. The white oaks have rounded tips on these lobes, whereas the reds and the blacks have pointy tips, often with a little bristle. So that's white oak, rounded lobes on the leaves with no bristles. For comparison, here's a red oak. Let me see. Okay, you see how it's hard to do without the tips of Here's a red oak leaf. See how the tips are pointy, and I know it's hard to see here. There's a little bristle on the tip. You can see it best right on that one, right here. So that's a red oak leaf. Not sure what that is, but I'll look it up. Mount Possible, elevation 3881. Brown Fork Gap Shelter, 4 miles. That's the direction, that's lunch right there, Brown Fork Gap. All right. Take a moment to catch my breath and head down. A nice stand of white oaks. Again, see how the branches tend to come out straight out from the trunk. And again, leaves with rounded lobes. Here's a tree for you. I don't know if you can make it out. It's striped maple. Got a green bark. I don't know if you can see the stripes in it. You can tell it's a maple. One of the tricks of IDing trees is to be able to get them into narrower groups. Now, the way the leaves and the branching on a tree are can tell you that. In this case, branches come off opposite each other. On some trees, they come off alternately. One side, then up the branch, the other side, then the other side. So, if you can determine whether the branching is opposite or alternate, you can narrow it down into different groups. Okay? See, if you look on this, it's hard for me because I don't have something to hold my phone. There's a bud scar there, bud scar there. See, these are alternate. Boom. They're alternating sides, as opposed to being opposite. Opposite, there's only a few groups of trees that are opposites. Maples, ashes, dogwoods. And if you get down to shrubs, viburnums, or Caprifoliaceae, the family, genus, or the family of viburnums, and horse chestnut. It's easy to remember. Mad cap horse. M for maples, A for ashes, D for dogwoods, mad, cap for Caprifoliaceae, which are the viburnums, and horse chestnut, madcap horse. Getting down the Locust Cove Gap. Ooh, there's a birch with spidery legs. See, you can see the old stump it grew up on. Go around, and the stump is almost gone. Big oak, red oak. Alright, this is the Cove Gap and picnic tables. Probably stop for a minute, drink, snack, and then head out again. On the climb on the north side of the gap. Pretty steep, 75-80% grade, a little spooky. At the gap, they're cutting down all the trees on the slope along the road. I guess they've been having trees fall too often, so they're doing a major removal. Pretty soon we're going to come up to something called Jacob's Ladder. Essentially a bunch of stairs up to the top. I'm not looking forward to it. I remember it being pretty tough. No flowers yet, but maybe soon. This down red oak gives a better picture of what I mean by the ski trails on the red oak bark. The flat sections are whiter than the rough troughs and gives you that ski slope look. Some more rattlesnake, iris, lily, I forget. Not in bloom yet though. There's, I believe, is spotted wintergreen. more and more coming out. A whole colony of rattlesnake orchid, or I should say downy rattlesnake plantain from the orchid family. I looked it up, that's how I know it for sure. Okay, looking to get the Cable Gap shelter, 6.1 miles. It's 12 o'clock. We'll have to see what we can do. Just had lunch here at the junction. Took a little longer than I probably should have, but it was a nice lunch. All right, gonna move on. There's a whole bunch of downhill and a few bump ups and knobs to go over. So we're gonna move along as best we can, as fast as we can. Walking on a ridge from those high spots down. It's been a rocky, narrow, laurel-lined trail. So it's been a little slow going. Gotta watch your footsteps. Good place to blow out an ankle. Not all the trails are smooth and easy. Oh, here's a tree for you. White pine trees. Okay. You take one of these bundles of needles and you look at them, and there's 5 needles. I can get them to stop wiggling. 5 needles, 4 to 6 inches long. It's a white pine. Another one here. Very sun loving. Does very well. Comes in often after fires or along lake shores and stuff like that. Fast growing. It's the tallest tree, full grown, in the Northeast forest. And yes, I refer everything to the Northeast forest because that's where I'm from. Very beautiful tree. I think I mentioned in a previous video that you could tell it's white pine because the branches that you see sweep upwards at the end. And also, if you're looking at a ridge or any landscape horizon and there's a evergreen tree sticking above the rest of the trees, chances are it's white pine, and then the upsweeping branches are the clue you need to put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, to know you got it. There we go. There's a flower. Cool. Get some more. That time of year. Hello everyone. It's 2:15. It's about I'm about 1.2 miles from the shelter, and it's starting to rain, so I'm going to bundle everything up. I'll come back to you once I get to the shelter or for anything really interesting, but of course, as usual, I'm putting my phone in a waterproof sack. All right, we'll talk to you later. All right, at Cable Gap Shelter. Probably the most dilapidated shelter in the whole trail. The roof definitely needs replacing. We're hoping it lasts. It holds the water out when it rains. There's 4 of us in the shelter, a couple hammockers here. So 2 or 3 hammockers. That's our water source. There's no reception here, but we're all hunkered down. Should be about a 6-mile day tomorrow to Fontana. So, other than that, all is good. Now I'm going to tune out for the night, and we'll see you tomorrow.